What's going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We're going to watch Andor episode 11 today. Joining me is the co-host of the Weekly Year. I didn't know
there, buddy?
what word I was going for.
Are you okay?
It's John. How are you, John?
I'm doing okay. I'm concerned for your health
right now. Should they leave a like,
now.
John? They should leave a like.
I think they should leave a like. And you know what else they should do? They should subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Should they join our Patreon
Check out the
page?
Patreon page for full-length reactions to
watch-alongs,
Andor, where you sync up with your own
And
copy.
there's other shows too.
And the other shows that we have
highlights
exclusively
and
with
watch-alongs
highlights and
included.
watch-alongs included.
And also this video is sponsored by someone.
And ExpressVPN.
And we'll talk more about them after the reaction because we love ExpressVPN.
So much
it's installed over the whole house. I use it to break into other people's homes.
We are so safe now. We can tyrannically invade other people's privacy.
But no, ExpressVPN we do have set up in this entire home. It's amazing. So yeah, we can't wait to share it with you guys. All right, let's get do it. Oh God, is he climbing? Oh, he is. I was about to say, is he climbing this barefoot?
Make some seaweed moccasins.
They're living. Stop saying that. They're living. I can't climb back up. You hear me? I hear you. My hands won't work. I said, I hear you. Tell me they're leaving. They're living. They're living.
We'll save it for Cassia. Okay. She would have wanted it that way. It's heartbreaking.
Oh no.
What about the droid?
No.
What? Oh my God.
We're gonna take her out in a minute if you want to say goodbye.
Aww.
Marva.
I'll have them clear the room if you want to be alone.
I don't want to be alone. I want Mama Marva.
Oh, poor guy.
I can go with you.
The daughters of Ferrix require your assistance in matters of grave importance.
We need to pull together, B. All of us.
You're a member of this resistance too.
Poor B. Did she die?
Under what circumstances?
Oh, Andor wasn't even around for it. Oh, poor B.
It looks like it's just these two. They didn't walk here. If we go around.
Jump them and steal their clothes.
God, what uncomfortable conditions.
Wait! Be careful! They can't see us, even if they never get back in time. What if there's someone else in there? We get out here. I know what I'm feeling.
God, I feel every one of those stones.
He's right for it.
Dude. Oh, dude, no. Shelob, what's up?
They're building a list of grievances.
We want a funeral. You're going to give them a permit. Limit the time, limit the numbers. We want to put them in a box, stand back and watch.
Smart. Draw him out to the public.
The dead are bricked. They mix your ashes with mortar and local stone dust, put your name on and fire it up. You become a block of Ferrix brick.
Wow.
And then what?
They find you a wall.
Backbones of the city.
Noisy Moy.
What a metaphor.
2z2. 1,000 each, the upper B. One for each of us, greedy.
That's some great makeup.
Water spoil here and far. All your scum in prison.
That's the Empire! We were trapped! We were trapped there! It's their prison!
Oh, always the Empire, hey?
You millennials bitching about the Empire.
What is he saying?
We see alive or dead, the upper knows.
Yes, slow down. No, let's talk.
This is like some Judge Dredd shit, damn.
Where ye be looking to run now, eh?
Niamos?
Oh,
I'm so uneasy. That was lucky.
Wow, what do you know? Just flies into the wall.
Kind of remind me of a little Trute and Bays.
I totally heard every word they said.
Definitely.
Easy to make out. No problem.
Turn off those subtitles, would you?
She's about to get on edge.
Great frame.
My cousin. I understand she shops here.
Senator Mothma.
It's like a standoff between them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is too late. Where is he?
You're off the rails. You're lucky he's not here.
I gave him Aldani. What have you done lately?
Mic drop.
Wow. Meow.
I have always. I have a constant blur of plates spinning and knives on the floor and needy, panicked faces at the window, of which you are but one of many.
Cassian Andor. The mother died. I'm leaving in the morning. Cinta says it's very busy there.
Well, let him know.
Do that.
You two could have been lovers in another universe.
I was sitting here going, kiss. Kiss. Cut the tension. If Cinta dies, it'll happen.
Time to go. Back to my place.
I'm charging.
She's not here, B. She's in the stone now.
I can wait to make sure.
I can't leave you here alone.
This droid is breaking my heart.
I know.
Stay.
One night.
Best droid in all of Star Wars.
They have gone out of their way this episode to make him like the most human aspect.
Speaking, just shake your head. Doesn't take long.
Oh, God, is she still there?
Oh, yeah. Gotta break your mind. Whoa.
I'm going to ask you a question. If I'm not sure it's the truth, I'll have to call back Dr. Gorst. Anto Krieger.
He's a big man.
Big man, SpongeBob.
Is this the man you introduced to Cassian Andor? Bix.
Yes.
Oh, she is so broken. You guys went way too far with your torturing, man.
Now she's more torture.
You gotta have the right amount of torture.
It's like
it's fine
like Goldilocks. You gotta get the right temperature.
She loves it. And her friends. It's the only thing she shows up on time for. It's mad.
Really?
I can't believe this.
She found the Elder.
Don't tell me you're taking proposals.
I'm in so much trouble, Val.
Oh, yeah, you are. But you're not a thug.
I pulled everything I could access up the hill into the main account. There was one empty ledger at the end of the line that was off balance.
That's why you don't bank with Wells Fargo, man.
You really need a credit union, Ma.
I went to Luthen. I told him that I needed help from the outside, that I need the risk.
Take Olma.
Yes.
And you trust him?
Yes, I do.
Just wants an introduction, man.
I thought Tay could help me replace the credits and get me started again, but what he really did was discover just how much more trouble I was in.
Oh.
How much is missing?
400,000.
Yikes. That's like $200 American dollars.
Inflation. Galactic inflation.
Does Luthen know?
Not really. He warned me. Who knows what he knows?
Luthen's always right.
I found a solution.
He's got an invitation.
You know, Genevieve O'Reilly does not get enough credit for how great she is in this show.
Absolutely not.
Does not. She's so good.
Just the amount she had to hold back.
She's just like falling apart and has to keep up a whole facade.
Oh.
Oh, she's so good.
Can hear her soul cracking.
Yeah.
Sir! Is that you, sir? Moana 1, still here.
Just speak clearly.
Indeed. Been a bit rugged for me lately, but, we're marching onward.
Say what's going on.
Still a few pre-mall holdouts working in the office, helping with the Imperial transition. My old partner's still working the HQ night desk. He found me this afternoon, and he told me that...
Oh, God.
The mother!
You were talking about Andor.
Yeah, she's passed away.
Andor's mother?
There's lots of back and forth with Coruscant about it.
Are you saying that he's there?
No, I'm in Moana.
Where is Andor?
He might show up at the funeral.
When?
If he's not in here, sir, has to back him. I wouldn't put it past him. Not what we've been through.
We need to speak further.
I knew you'd want to...
No.
The mystery of your former triumphs has been vanquished. I can sleep peacefully now.
Oh my God! Murder her.
And then switch off of AT&T. I think he probably will kill his mom by the end of this. He's got some Norman Bates in him.
Tyranny required.
Damn. Master sneaker. She never checked that box.
I know, nobody
She
ever
just
found
left that box all those months. Just left that box there.
And whoever tends those rooms too.
What's all this?
Luthen, I do not wish to speak with Anto Krieger.
Tell Krieger I'm in. Tell him
Pretty
I'll
good.
bring air power. It's taken a long time coming back to me, son. You were so eager for it. ISB knows Krieger's plan. They'll be waiting for him. And how do we know this? I won't tell you that. How do you know I won't tell it? I don't. I don't know what you'll do. But it's far from ideal for either of us.
Throwing him to the dogs.
You're willing to burn him. You're the random factor. So you know he's doomed, which means either you're ISB, or you have someone inside that you are protecting. Or I'm just a very good listener. Worth losing Krieger.
Well, we've never met him, so I could do without him.
He's an ox.
What if it was me? What would you do? Well, Krieger doesn't know me. I'm not vulnerable if he's captured. Surely you've met him. I've met him. I've been in a room with him, but he doesn't know that. We send people, we drop supplies, we have special radios. He can't hurt me. Like I can. Do we let Krieger go down and play the long game? Or do we warn him and throw away his source it's taken years to cultivate? You have people everywhere, don't you? You're avoiding the question. All of your sources. Try to concentrate. Someone with Krieger? Someone at ISB? Maybe there's someone here with me.
You're all fired.
It's Tubes.
Chi es el chico? Putuka.
It's my man. He tells me everything. What is this?
Chisatira. Noro Kriska.
What kind of game is this? Krieger goes down. The ISB will feel invincible. We'll have a clear field to play. The alternative, Krieger pulls out, we wave him off. They'll know they'll have to wonder. They'll trust nothing, just like you're doing it right now.
Right. Yeah, kill Krieger.
And all his 30 men.
You gotta make some ugly sacrifices.
30 men. Plus Krieger.
I killed 50 men.
For the greater good. Call it what you will.
Call it what you will.
War.
The Star War. That was a good scene.
I know. It's Forrest Whitaker's best live action scene yet.
I'm most curious about the other piece.
You should come home.
Is it no longer available? We need that piece. We lose that and we'll have to close shop.
I'm preparing for every outcome.
Sorry, Luthen, you're going out.
Going through a tunnel, Luthen. I can't hear you.
Oh no, is someone onto Luthen?
Ugh. satellite cruiser.
Sorry, can you repeat back, please?
This is an Imperial patrol. Stand by for transponder scan.
ID found.
He's got a VPN.
Yes, this is Alderaan 129-12505.
Stand by, Hallcraft. Run it.
Run it, Darth Helmet.
There's been partisan activity in the area. This is a piracy zone.
Oh, thank you for the warning. I'll be careful.
You'll be standing by, is what you'll be doing.
Oh my God. What? No, Luthen. It's time for space travel. Space chase.
Gotta slap that wig back on. Oh, shit.
Disengage any propulsion units and prepare for tractor beacon.
Affirmative, Patrol. I have an engine overheating here, so it may take a moment.
To jump to light speed.
Tractor beam has been engaged, Hallcraft. Please power down your stabilizers.
Calibrate tractor force.
Calibrating.
Confirm request.
Make a yo mama joke.
Sorry, Patrol. I'm a one-man show here. I have to manual these stabilizers.
ID confirmed, sir. Alderaan Trade Alliance.
Cancel the boarding?
No. We can use the practice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Acknowledged.
What's he doing?
Tractor force up 5.
Does he think he can get away?
Oh my.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
Final warning, Hallcraft. Power down immediately or risk full consequences.
Slam on the
What
brakes.
are full consequences?
Countermeasures armed.
Wowie. Wowie.
What's that?
Whoa! Oh my
That is
God.
sick.
No, from a Hallcraft.
Tractor beacon is failing us.
I can see that. Where's my air wing?
My job is expiring
Oh,
before my
shit.
very eyes. TIE fighters.
Go, Luthen. You're the greatest pilot. Booyah.
Broke their giant wang beam.
Damn, another one down.
Ah, so cool.
Oh,
yeah, dude. Oh, shit.
We're great. Hell yeah. That was great. So proud of you, Luthen.
Such a great shot, too.
Shakes his head.
It's the ruins of your career right there.
Zanwan Freight.
You busy?
Excuse me? Who is this?
Are you alone?
Oh, dang.
I need to get a message to Marva Andor.
Cassian?
Don't. No names.
I mean, who?
Tell Marva I'm okay. Tell her I'm thinking about her. She'd be proud of me. And I'll get back as soon as I can. Can you remember that?
Your mother's dead.
Poor guy. Wrongfully thrown in jail.
What if we're the only ones? Somebody's got to tell people what's happening down there. We need to split up. Double our chances. One of us has to make it. People have to know what's going on.
I tell 5 friends, you tell 5 friends. They each tell 5 friends.
People have to know about this.
Oh, dude.
They've been through the ringer together. It's the same kind of visual he would look at when he left with Marva. It always comes back to her.
Really, just how much Tony Gilroy hates Star Wars just really leaks through every time.
So slow. All right. Okay, let's talk about it because there's a lot to talk about. All right, but before we talk about this Andor stuff, we got to thank today's video sponsor, ExpressVPN. Really grateful to them for not only sponsoring this channel once again, but for keeping all of our online business safe and secure with their encrypted services and IP address masking. Now, I want to get this out of the way. Yes, many of us know what it's like to use a Google incognito window thinking it's safe and not traceable, but you'd be wrong. I was scared to learn this. I first heard it on a Mr. Sunday Movies ad, and then we looked it up, and yeah, we should mention it too.
Yeah.
Going incognito on Google Chrome is good and all until you realize that Google makes fortunes by its users' online activity, and you can bet a little incognito window isn't going to get in the way of that. And they've literally, and by they, we mean Google, have said as much, claiming that incognito does not mean invisible, whilst facing a $5 billion class action lawsuit here in California for secretly collecting user data. So yeah, guys, we use a VPN because we've had some scary situations happen to us. There was one I've never been public about, but it was a nightmare to deal with behind the scenes. And fortunately, we were able to solve it. But yeah, implementing a VPN has been a necessity and definitely highly encourage that everyone uses it. Now, you got other options for VPNs you could use. ExpressVPN is the one the real rejects here have chosen and have stuck with since day one. And of course, you know, one of the best parts about it, you know, other than protecting your IP address, your personal info, and your other sensitive online activity, it would be when you're trying to watch Netflix in other countries and you see the shows they get access to and you connect it to like, oh, I connected my VPN to Japan. What? That's what they get in Japan?
Yeah, they get all the good stuff in Japan.
They get all the best stuff in
They
Japan.
get friends in Japan, maybe.
Do they?
think so.
I don't know.
A lot of other people who aren't America get friends, and that's the important part.
That's the important part.
You can change. You can pick anywhere in the world you want to be and see what that library looks like,
It's
and if it
amazing.
has friends.
It's amazing, man. Every time you connect, you'll get a random IP address shared by other ExpressVPN customers, making you harder to identify and your data more difficult to harvest. It's super easy to use to the point that one tap
That's
can
true.
instantly protect your phone, laptop, smart TV,
man.
all your devices.
computers.
Wow, they really want you to know like how,
beam it through
how
your
easy
whole
it is to use
internet.
it. Yeah, no, ExpressVPN, you got to fix your talking
What
points.
is your
It's so easy.
excuse,
It's so much easier than that.
guys?
You just select a country and you press a button. There, and then
Boom.
you hit go. It's like when you hit go on any machine. Yep. Just go. It's going.
Now you're safe. You're in safe
There you go.
mode.
Now you're in that country. What is this?
Who needs to travel
Too
for
many
real
words. ExpressVPN.
when you can turn on the VPN?
So if you really truly want to go incognito and protect your privacy, secure yourself with a _1 rated VPN. Visit expressvpn.com/rejects and get 3 extra months free. That's expressvpn.com/rejects. I wanted us to spell it out for you in case you couldn't read it.
That's E as in Edward.
Go to expressvpn.com/rejects to learn more. We can make fun of them. We've been using them already before they paid us to talk about them.
Yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you could bet that someone like Luthen Rail knows the value of a good VPN.
The death of Marva. That was really sad, man.
Yes, that was a very somber episode.
That was really, really sad. Everyone's broken. It's the dark night of the soul. Before we get to the finale is what it felt like to me. Next week's the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally it's like an all is lost. It was an all is lost moment, the death of Marva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just them being entirely, ostensibly alone, the two of them for now.
I mean, even with Bix, she's like so broken. They've done a number on her, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was to the point where I was like, is she ever gonna like? Is her brain gonna be scrambled just from here on out? Like, is she gonna have to like have someone take care of her for the rest of her life due to this?
She's like that horror movie character you visit in an insane asylum when you're looking for answers. You know, like she hasn't been able to talk clearly in years. You won't get anything out of her, and she just like grips your
Just
hand.
as you're about to leave.
And looks at you
Wait.
wide-eyed.
The rebellion.
The Empire is real.
Remember this code.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, she's really morphed.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny how like you only see her for like one brief sequence, but it's among everything, no matter how brief it is, always seems to come with like a lasting punch and impact. Like no matter how I like it. It's interesting to see a show where it's like you have a lot of characters and a character that could feel small just showing up for one moment in an episode rarely ever gets lost in the shuffle. Like they're really good at making everyone's time important.
True.
Whether that be through, direct advancement of the plot or just heartbreaking circumstance.
Well, what's her name? Clea?
Yes, the Sona.
Yeah.
Clea,
I'm waiting for Clea to. So I like the presence of Clea. I'm still waiting to latch onto her more as a character, though. She's kind of just there to whip some things into shape.
I think she rides the line well because she is this sort of like executive assistant who you can tell probably does a lot of badass and difficult shit behind the scenes, but mostly we just see her being very direct. And this episode in particular, I was like, okay, this is like the most we've sort of seen you in action, and I want to know more about you now.
Yeah. But to me, I think like Vel and Genevieve O'Reilly, Mon Mothma, it's cool. This is the first time I felt like they're really cousins.
Yeah.
There is a real history with them, and I think just the slowly broken soul of Mon Mothma and the sacrifice that she really had to make, because it's sometimes in this act of rebellion, it's more like, you got political figures with money who are secretly helping out, and then here with Mon Mothma, you really see that she wasn't just secretly helping out, that she was truly instrumental, but she also had to make some of the toughest choices of her personal life and sacrificed so much. And how much sacrifice can she keep enduring until enough is enough? Like, how far can she go? Is she willing to give up her family in like the most literal ways? It's really painful to see what she goes through, and like I feel like even when like last episode, like the highlights were the monologues of like Andy Serkis and Stellan Skarsgård, but Mon Mothma did have a really powerful scene. She's been so consistent, and then her scene here with Vel when they're sitting on the couch together, braiding each other's hair and shit.
Painting nails, having a pillow
talking
fight,
about guys
playing
because they
Dream
can't pass
Phone.
the Bechdel test.
That's right, man. Do you think Luthen is cute? I think Luthen is cute. No, you don't. Shut up. I want Luthen. No, you.
But when they are when they are talking with each other, it just keeps getting worse and worse for her. And my notion of what how pivotal she would be more that hopeful spirit of the rebel. Excuse me, the rebel rising.
Are you yawning in the middle of my rebellion?
Yeah, I'm sorry. But it didn't turn into that at all. It's crazy just how relatable of a figure they have made her, and not just one of the nice people from Coruscant.
Yeah. Well, because she suffers, this makes it clear how much she suffers in silence, and like, she's already got Perrin, who's a real winner, but even with her daughter, it seems like her family can't really know her, and she can't really be like emotionally close to the people who do know her because of what they have to work on. So it seems like it really clues you into how harsh her position is. And I did love getting a moment between Vel and Clea, and that whole, like Vel, I like the way they draw the fact that, you have their familial tie, but you also have both of their ties to the rebellion, and how different those things are, and how in one doing their job, that can step on the other's toes or make the other's life that much more difficult. And it's just like a really fascinating nuance that they don't really even necessarily have to speak all the time. But especially here, it felt like they were, even in the emotional beats, like actually, it's funny you should say that, because they do feel like actually related. I can see the sisterly kind of rapport between them. And it's funny because this is an episode that has so much humanity despite all the, vicious circumstance. And I love that they chose to make B like the most vulnerably emotional character, even going so far as to start like inside of his vision, inside of his eye, just inside of like his perspective, when so much of the rest of the episode is shot in ways that are very illustrative of isolation. When Vel and Clea are talking, they're both talking to negative space essentially, and all these, like when Marva's being carted out, it's all in these wides. Like there's so much of the sterility and of the distance created, and I thought it was an interesting way to pull everything together.
Yeah, well, I think with B2, he's a lot of times with droids. They one thing I've always liked about Star Wars when it came to the artificial intelligence, if you will, is that they've never. Sometimes they do those bits of like, shut the Ripio off, just turn him off. He's being annoying, you know.
Yeah.
But more often than not, they treat droids like they actually have souls.
Yeah.
And that they are a living being. And I love that this show really leans into that with B2. And the same people who create K2SO, you know, like the Tony Gilroy. And so with B2, he is like a child, lonely pet, and I just feel so much compassion for him of a droid learning humanity, and it makes me worried for him. I wonder what life B2 ultimately has, because he's not in Rogue One. So what journey does he go on? Does he mates with other droids and have baby droids?
There are two possible outcomes. Either he does a daring sacrifice at the last minute that allows the rebels to get away one more time, or there will be one of those like Cassian again, like, go on, boy, get out of here.
Yeah.
Go on. I don't need you anymore. Go. It's for your own good. You know.
Where would he go? He's
I don't
a
know.
droid who's created.
Who's like, and apparently there's
no
only
enough
one
from
charger of
nature.
the city, and it's just in Marva's house.
Yeah. There are some things that I wish we would get a little bit more fleshing out on. Like Andor and Melshi, that moment would hit a little bit harder for me, other than the poignant themes of Rise of Rebellion and such. Like, I don't even really know who this guy is. Like, I wish we had gotten a little bit more time to live with their survival. Because I was enjoying the survival tone of just being like something that was like borderline, you know, like those survival movies in nature of like The Edge or Revenant or some shit. Because, you know, like they're barefoot in barren, cold, harsh wastelands, and it's so isolated and such a vulnerable situation to be in the most physical way. And to me, I'm like, I wish we got to see some friendship bond with them, so we could hear, like, that way you feel a little bit more of a emotional impact when they are like, we have to tell everyone or feel like what they've overcome together to get there. That part I feel was a little bit glossed over. Like, it was good what we got. I did feel we needed more of that though.
Well, yeah, you could fill a webisode or for my money, you could fill a whole episode of them two having to stick it out and then finally get off world, and then they go back to the beach and find his case and all that stuff.
There's a lot of emphasis on Leda, the daughter of Mon Mothma.
Yeah,
there's a lot of emphasis on her, and I guess kind of feel like whenever we see her, she's in a mood. And or she just happened to be in a good mood today. Vita Chandrelina girl.
Yes.
I want more. As then I were near the end, I'm like, there's emphasis put here, and you're kind of just like, moody kid.
Yeah, and then this episode with them being like, she's really into this this spirit, the. Is it that they're studying the customs of like the arranged marriage and stuff like that? Is that what she's studying at the table there with her friends?
Dude, I don't know.
Whatever they're getting into
Chandrilian
customs or whatever. Yeah. Like the
doesn't
old
matter.
ways.
They barely talk about. They just barely focus the spotlight on them in ways that feel nuanced.
That is the one way in which it does feel like the show is like, we're not really that concerned with her, and I think it could say something and add more to both Mon Mothma's character but also Leia's character if we did maybe drip into her perspective for a second and see what she likes about these customs that Mon Mothma isn't necessarily trying to thrust upon her or whatever.
Yeah,
because that's all part of the conversation as well, and especially because it seems like Leia skews more towards Perrin is probably. Like, I doubt that Mon Mothma could full on just reliably say, I could trust Leia if she were to find out all the extent of what I've been doing here. So, like, I feel like you could explore an interesting realm of indoctrination through that, which, is pretty glossed over here. And in glossing over it, it does feel like moody teenagers are still over there, just not connecting with me,
And I think this is one I'd probably get the most pushback on. Whenever you say something you got an issue with, there's always someone who comes in to tell you why, actually, and I'm open to it. I respect that. Tell me the more positive perspective of this.
You hope Cyril wins.
yeah, Cyril needs to win. So it could be like, here's my certificate of approval, Mom.
I got a job in the actual Empire. No more private security for me.
Shut up, and I'm marrying Deidre. She's my wife now.
Now she tells me what to do and gets my cereal. She emasculates me on the daily, not
I
you.
love how Deidre's morphed into, oh, you're that one who appears in the monitors looking evil now.
Yeah, who needs it done and done now.
The Krieger, I wish we see him instead of just hearing about him, because I get the choice because no one's really spending time with him, so it could just feel kind of random to just cut to him. Like not even Luthen knows him. Like Luthen knows him, but Krieger doesn't know that Luthen is Luthen.
Yeah.
And so I can see the reasoning to not cut to him, but there's so much talk about him, and there's so much of a debate about what to do with the Krieger situation. Should they just sacrifice him, or should they help him? But by helping him, that takes care of the ISB officer. There's endangers him. So I love the debate, and I love the scene with Saw Gerrera, because Saw is like the ultimate case of a paranoid junkie.
Sure.
and I love Saw's scene, and like I think that's all great, and it's wonderful debate. Like it does not eliminate at all how wonderfully fleshed out these scenes of dialogue are, and it's more like I guess it makes the debate. What I like about it is it makes the debate strictly about the morality choice and the choice of sacrifice, even if you don't know who they are, which is much like war.
Yeah,
where you're like, we got to go save these people, or these people are in danger, but they don't know them.
People I know are my allies are about to be sacrificed to one degree or another.
Yeah. So like ending on that note of, I call it war. Call it war. I am the perfect person to go to battle.
Let me catch my breath before we rise. I wonder if we would.
But I'm saying I would find it just more. I guess it makes sense to not show him, because it just puts you in the position they're in, where you're kind of choosing as an audience member. Whereas if you're hanging out with Krieger, you might just be like, "Well, go save him. He's Krieger.
Can't lose Krieger."
Yeah, we like Krieger.
Yeah.
But removing that for the audience makes us just think about the debate itself. That's why I see the strength in it. And I just kind of want the emotional conflict more. And I would be more conflicted if I knew Krieger just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it makes me wonder if we will see that happen in some way next episode.
Or he gets his own Disney Plus series after he dies.
That'll be the new trend of how to do good Star Wars series, is get characters we know are going to die at the end, or will die. We've seen them die already, or something, and then we can tell a story and leave nothing on the
the credits don't even say who plays that. They had his face, and it's not the guy from Borat.
It's not Ken Davidian or whatever that guy's name is. That would be awesome. I wonder if we will see it in some way. I mean, again, judging by how certain things were handled, especially in this episode, but have been handled throughout, I wonder if whatever glimpse we do get will still be removed somehow.
Sure. Yeah.
But I could also imagine doing some kind of thing where you have the echoes of this debate, or something that isn't that battle, maybe intercutting with that operation going sour or something like that. Because it just seems like because they established that this thing's like happening tomorrow and we can move immediately, and we've had this as a thread, and like they've talked enough. It would also just help to see Krieger, so that it's among many names and places thrown out there that are in conversation that aren't always on screen. So it would just make it easier to keep track of anyway. But also, I feel like they've done enough building on this, the same way they kind of did with Aldhani, where it's like they laced that in and built it up, and I feel like it would factor in. But if it doesn't, I think. I agree with you in the context of this episode. I'll be more maybe vexed about it if we just never see it before the season's done. But We'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cyril Rising. He had the funniest scene of the whole
Cyril
episode. There was
Loved it.
what do we got? We got 2 tubes credited here.
I read that wrong the first time.
I know who that is.
Like 2 tubes. 2
You got
tubes.
Pit
cool.
1 and Pit 2.
Yeah. Woo.
The
Zon Juan.
and
Yeah. Lieutenant
Kess.
Keysacks, my dude.
And I feel like there's
Luthen, dude.
Luthen's fight scene.
Yeah,
that was
his
a great
dog
fight. Yeah, that was a great fight. He pulled some shit out of his ass.
He did. He
Damn,
turned
man.
on his VPN.
Fucking
and then-
John Wick the Empire if he wanted to.
Dude, he seems like he really could.
It's like he just took out like 5 TIE fighters.
Yeah.
What just happened here?
In a ship that's probably not designed to take down 5 TIE fighters.
Because they underestimated him.
That's true.
He took them all out. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like one of those spy cars where you're like, look at this piece of shit, and you find out it's equipped with all all kinds
spike
of extra-
strips, grenades,
Yeah.
toothpaste launcher, whatever you need, oil slick.
Yeah, this is so cool. And he just whooped their asses. That was
Yeah.
like so fast.
Yeah, and that dude just stand
Not
there
only
and watch.
did he get out of what are those called? The magnet puller thingies. What are
Oh,
those
the
called?
tractor beam,
Tractor beams. Yes, yeah. Tractor beam. Did release the tractor beam.
1 billion credits.
He really he gets out of, not only does he break out of the tractor beam, he also whoops a bunch of TIE fighter asses. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, God damn, how did this guy not make it to Rogue One?
I know. Well, I bet he's gonna die terribly. I feel like he has to make it through this season 2, but he's gonna. They're gonna make an example of him, I'm sure.
From cardiac arrest, you think?
Yes, he's gonna die completely unrelated. He's just gonna slip and fall down a big flight of stairs, break his neck. They're gonna be like, shit.
It's a lot of stress that guy has.
There's so many plans he didn't tell us about. What do we do? Yeah.
I just love how things ramp up the colder he gets. Like, the further they get in this fight, the colder he has to become.
And like the more his struggle to maintain his morality is like a logical endeavor.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing about it, like I love partly that scene between him and Saw because it is like, I'm giving you the choice. You clearly seem to have like less dirt on your metaphorical hands.
Right.
Like, also I'm leveraging you. Also, I'm trying to make you see what I see. But also, I think I need this like clash of vitalities just to make sure that I'm still here as a moral being because of how much I have to operate in the tools and means that, you know, my enemy does.
So true.
Yeah. Good shit.
But hey, what are you gonna do, right?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Shit happens, man.
Sometimes your mom dies. It's just shit happens, you know?
But Andor finding out, that is really sad, man.
And if Bix never, that
Bix doesn't probably get to attend the funeral.
No, I'm sure she doesn't. And I don't, like, part of me wonders if she will ever recover, and part of me thinks she won't, and part of me thinks that's cold but also bold.
When she has makeup on, that means she's recovered.
That's right.
It's a sign of
When she's
female
when
character recovery.
Your lips are all pale and your eyes are sunken in. Your whole soul has been destroyed. But you clean up nice.
No, I respect them for putting her out of makeup.
Sure.
Because it bothers me in shows when they're like too afraid to put their actor. I mean, she's obviously wearing makeup.
She did lip
She's
gloss
wearing
for torture. Yeah.
film makeup to enhance the physical distress
Yes.
and turmoil she's in.
The no makeup look.
But they didn't make her like, oh, let's pretty her up despite this terrible situation she's in. Yeah. Because obviously she is just
We can't tell if she's
ugly as
beautiful
hell
otherwise.
without being like, geez, her natural looks are just so not doing it for me.
To be fair, it doesn't matter really if she's wearing makeup or not.
Yeah, just, oh my God, like horrendous looking woman.
What you really got to be worried about is the guy who sees this episode and goes, "That's your best look, baby." Be wary of that guy.
Yeah, no, Adria Arjona is a gorgeous woman.
She is
and a talent to behold as well.
True that. 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah, guys. What did you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down below. And yeah, I'm just fucking yawning. All right, let's give it to a Patron. Mikhail, you have been here for 55 months. That's over 4 years. You've served in the Reject Rebellion. Thank you, Mikhail, for being part of our Patreon for so long, man. Damn, I just looked at your address for the first time. I will never know how to pronounce that.
Or write it on an envelope.
Wow.
In a way that
Holy
it gets to you.
crap. How does that make any sense? So for the amount of time you've been with us, you have never swayed once. You've always been very encouraging and kind. And I think all we know is that you're from Sweden and you like James Bond. And I think after a few years, we ought to know a little bit more.
Consistent character in this universe. They knew exactly who you were when they wrote you.
Where's Quirks just lean into that all the time?
How do you relate to a James Bond character? Ha.
Yeah, so it's just kind of funny that, to see you. I don't think you've changed your profile pic once this whole time.
No, I love it. Never change it.
But Mikhail,
you're a beautiful guy.
You're a gem. You know that you're a Swedish gem, and you're hotter than all the Swedish girls out there. Like, I'm gonna type in Swedish girls.
Don't do that on Google. No.
Why? What happens?
I'm sure it'll be
you get a
fine.
virus.
I'm sure it'll be appropriate for
Swedish girls.
Myths about Swedish women confirmed and busted. Mikhail.
Oh my God, these women. Oh,
dude,
they're like Audrey Arjona without makeup.
Oh,
This is so
God,
unappealing.
Get
to
it
look
off
at.
my screen.
How to Impress Swedish Women: The Comprehensive Guide is the first article. What?
It's not like impressing any other kind of woman. Let me tell you.
Mikhail, you have been.
Tell him you know Mikhail. That's how you impress Swedish.
You've been living it up, Mikhail.
That's
so
right.
congratulations on all the success. I'm very proud of you. All right, we'll talk soon, buddy.